going through this trauma.
And the
Anyway, let's see. There's more. Let's look at some of the best moments from. Let's look at some of the best moments from the Alex Jones trial thus far.
Mr. Jones, you may not say to this jury that you complied with discovery. That is not true. You may not say it again. You may not tell this jury that you are bankrupt. That is also not true. You may have filed for bankruptcy. I don't know that, but I've heard that. That doesn't make a person or a company bankrupt.
I mean, easy on the attacks there, Sweaty. You're clearly dealing with a neurodivergent person. You know what I mean? Like, he's a pathological liar. He can't stop himself. I mean, you're just going to really shit on a man because he can't fucking stop himself from lying? Like, okay, well, it's kind of fucked up. And you know, don't ask me if he's neurodivergent. Alex Jones says it himself, you know? Famously, both on the Joe Rogan Experience, but also even in the court.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
So there's that. But also, he said that in court as well.
You're already under oath to tell the truth. You've already violated that oath twice today in just those two examples. It seems absurd to instruct you again that you must tell the truth while you testify. Yet here I am. You must tell the truth while you testify. This is not your show. You need to slow down and not take what you see as opportunities to further the message you're wanting to further. And instead, only answer the specific and exact question you have been asked. No asides. The comments about discovery, the comments about the larynx or whatever it was, the comments about bankruptcy, none of those were responsive to questions. They were just you abusing my tolerance and making asides to the jury improperly, and in at least two cases, untruthfully. Do you understand what I have said? Yes or no? Do you understand what I have said?
Yes, I believe what I said was true. So I don't.
Yes, you believe everything you say is true, but it isn't. Your beliefs do not make something true. That is what we're doing here. Just because you claim to think something is true does not make it true. It does not protect you. It is not allowed. You are under oath. That means things must actually be true when you say them. Don't talk. You understand what I have said.
I do understand.
You understand the instructions I have given you for your testimony in court.
Yes.
I'm not going to bring the jury back today. My staff is listening. They can let the jury go home.
What the fuck are they looking at over there?
We'll start back up tomorrow. When you come back to testify tomorrow, one more time, no asides. You understand what I mean when I say no asides?
Yes.
Answer only the question asked of you. Do you understand what I mean when I say only answer the question asked of you?
Yes.
You understand you will still be under oath when you return tomorrow morning
Yes.
to complete your testimony. All right. And you understand that that means you must only testify about things that are true.
To the best of my knowledge.
If you don't know something, you don't say it. If you're asked about your opinion, you can give your opinion. But if you're asked to relate something that's truthful and a fact, it must be truthful and a fact, not an assumption, not a guess, not an opinion. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. You can.
All right, let's continue. Oh shit. So he starts coughing whenever they ask him to read text messages.
Sure. One of the things you talked about yesterday is you complied with discovery, right? You said that on the witness stand?
That's one of the things I talked about.
Okay. One of the things that you were ordered to do in this lawsuit, you were ordered to turn over any text messages mentioning Sandy Hook, right?
Yes.
And you didn't have any, right?
Not that we could find.
And you in fact told me in your testimony, sworn testimony before coming to this courtroom, you searched, right?
I did.
Okay. Do you remember, were you here for Mr. Schroeder's testimony?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when Owen said, the company has learned from its mistakes about Sandy Hook? You remember that?
I did hear him say that.
You agree with that?
Yeah, we've certainly learned from our mistakes, got a lot better.
Okay. Mr. Jones, I'd like to show you what's been marked as plaintiff's exhibit 130. You've got it upside down. That's text messages between you and Paul Watson, isn't it?
Yes.
And they mention Sandy Hook, don't they?
Yes.
Plaintiffs move 130 into evidence.
Any objection?
What's that? Show you where what?
No objection.
Plaintiff's 130 is admitted.
Can you bring up 130 for resolution? Let's zoom in on the little article up in the corner, Mason. I'm going to walk over to this to you so we can kind of point it. I know it's a little hard to read. You might be able to read it a little better on your screen. But this is a zoom of Mr. Watson has sent you a screenshot from Infowars.com, correct?
It appears to be.
Yeah, and it has an article here, right?
Yes.
And it says, staged. Video shows hospital using dummies in ER for coronavirus footage. What it says?
I believe so.
They're saying that the coughing is only when he's like under pressure he starts coughing, which is like a really cool and fun way to try it, I think. It's a really cool and fun way to try and get yourself out of a pinch, is like strategically being like, oh, I can't read those text messages, I'm coughing.
Let's go to the first message from Mr. Watson.
I'm blasting lung darts outside. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, Infowars.com, AlexJones.com, I'm blasting lung darts, okay? I'm smoking gars. He's a gar boy. Big gar boy, you know?
Read along with me, Mr. Jones. He says, this is a video.
Sorry, excuse me 1 second.
No problem. Take your time.
Oh,
You ready?
yeah, this, you may not think it's a problem, and it's a real one.
Sure.
Just give me a second. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Watson says, this is a video of a medical student training to intubate. Makes us look ridiculous, suggesting this means COVID is fake. Sandy Hook all over again. I read that correctly?
Yes.
Go to the next message.
I love that they're having internal conversations about like, dude, come on, bro. You went too far. You went full. You know what I mean? You went full silly Billy. Never go full silly Billy. That's the convo that they're having back and forth internally. You know what I mean? And Alex probably's like, I don't give a fuck. Because when everyone's a silly Billy, you can go full silly Billy. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it works, right? And their fucking full silly Billiness has actually unironically benefited them. Remember, these guys made $800,000 a day. Okay? The only grift you hear And this broadcast at the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of the hour every hour. A 60-second ad break, which is not even a fucking real paywall. And you can even avoid it by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay? That's right. Pecker Protector Sohaib, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Anabot, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. Allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. If not, you can subscribe on your own and make your own luck by subscribing for $5, or if you don't have $5, for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Right. I still don't understand the point of this court session. What's going on here? What's going on here in this court session is that Alex Jones is being sued by the Sandy Hook parents for defamation, for things that he has said about how Sandy Hook was fake. And he's getting his ass beat. He's getting his shit pushed in. He's getting his guts currently rearranged on trial.
What'd you tell Mr. Watson?
No, it is not a criminal case. It's a civilian case, or it's a civil case. Civilian. And there might actually be a fucking serious criminal case that's attached to it now, as we found out, because the January 6th committee now has access to a treasure trove of data that the Alex Jones trial team gave to the other side's lawyers for free on accident. 2 years of emails and text messages from that same time frame, like from the 2020, all the way leading up to the January 6th, all the way to the January 6th insurrection. So now the January 6th committee, which originally subpoenaed Alex Jones, is asking for that treasure trove of data, considering that his team didn't even fucking make that information privileged. They literally leaked it, basically.
I get it.
Mr. Jones, it's true that this article is right now live on Infowars.com. I can pull it up, right?
I've never seen this text message. I guess you guys got Paul's. My phone didn't save them. So that's fine with me.
Your phone didn't save the second.
I told you guys I gave it to the lawyers and said they drained the phone, they didn't find that stuff. I don't know how my phone's.
You gave it to the lawyers. They were supposed to find it. So that's what testimony is?
No, I searched it as well. I mean, so you guys have all this stuff and you say we didn't give anything. It's
Mr.
ridiculous.
Jones, you know how an iPhone works, right? You've had iPhone text messaging for several years now.
Yeah.
What does it mean if the messages are in blue? Whose messages are those? Whose phone is this taken from?
I don't know whose phone's taken from. I mean,
It's yours,
turned the phone
dumbass.
over and said, take the stuff off.
Can I have you look in the very bottom below the very bottom left corner? Is that your phone number?
Yes. So you did get my text messages. And it said you didn't. Nice trick.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Oh.
Indeed. You didn't give this text message to me. You don't know where this came from. Do you know where I got this?
No.
Mr. Jones, did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, And then,
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this happened?
no, I didn't know this happened, but I mean, I told you, I gave him the phone over, just,
But just
And
answer the question.
you said in your deposition, you searched your phone. You said you pulled down the text, did the search function for Sandy Hook. That's what you said, Mr. Jones, correct?
and I had several different phones with this number, but I did, yeah. Well, of course, I mean, that's why you got it.
No, Mr. Jones, that's not what happened.
My lawyer sent it to you, but I'm hiding it. Okay.
Mr. Jones,
Mr. Jones, that?
please just answer questions. There's no question. Mr. Bankston also only asks questions.
Sure. Mr. Jones, in discovery, you were asked, do you have Sandy Hook text messages on your phone? And you said no, correct? You said that under oath, Mr. Jones, didn't you?
I mean, if I was mistaken, but you got the messages right there.
You know what perjury is, right? I just want to make sure you know before we go any further. You know what it is.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I told you, I gave in my testimony the phone to the lawyers before or whatever, and so you got my phone, but we didn't give it to you.
No, Mr. Jones, one more time. And please remember, if you need to assert the Fifth Amendment, you can. I need to know that you can do that. But you testified under oath previously that you personally searched your phone for the phrase Sandy Hook, and there were no messages. You said that under oath.
Yes.
And you lied when you said it.
No, I did not lie.
Emails. You testified yesterday you don't have it. You got rid of your email 10 years ago.
InfoWars email.
Oh, so now it's enforced. You do use email though, don't you?
Not. It's like household stuff and things like that. But
So it's...
I don't personally send emails.
Sure.
My assistant does, and it's for like, broken sprinklers or whatever.
Okay. So you don't have emails about Sandy Hook? You don't have emails about this case?
You got hundreds of thousands of our emails.
None from you. And I didn't get hundreds of thousands of emails. Most of those, in fact, you would agree with me, nearly every email you've produced to me outside of maybe 100 are emails of Wolfgang Halbig and Jim Fetzer. Because they sent you thousands of emails, right?
I mean, I quit opening email and using it before Sandy Hook.
Okay. So, you, in other words, if somebody was to tell me, oh, I have emails from Mr. Jones that he wrote about this case in the past couple of years, that person would be lying? You're telling the truth?
Somebody else has got my InfoWars email because I haven't been using it
That's not qualified, Mr. Jones. You know in this case you were asked to produce your emails, any emails you had about Sandy Hook. You know you were asked to do that, right?
Yeah.
And you said you didn't have any.
I told my IT people, go, you've got all that stuff.
No, Mr. Jones, I'm saying in deposition, under oath, sworn to God, you said you don't have any emails with Sandy Hook because you don't use email, right?
I mean, I think I have. I mean, I haven't been using InfoWars email, and it's got to be a decade or longer in my memory. We're with Infowars.com,
No, Mr. Jones.
Why'd he stop coughing, you think? What happened? Is there a particular reason why he stopped coughing? I mean, he's still getting fucked. I wonder if the dick that went down his throat cleared it up a little bit.
No.
Hey, thank you, Andrew Filer, for the 10 gifted, and thank you, Anila, for the 5 gifted.
That's not what I'm asking. You notice when Mr. Watson emailed you, right? He didn't have an Infowars email address, does he? He has like Paul Watson at sky.com. It's a UK email address. Did you notice
Yes.
that? Right. We asked for all emails, and you told us you don't use email, and there are no emails for Sandy Hook. That's what you said under oath, isn't it?
There might be. I'm sure there might be like privileged emails where like lawyers are requesting documents or stuff about the case.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
First, objection non-responsive.
Sustained.
Did you testify under oath that you do not use email and that there are no responsive emails relating to this case? Did you testify to that?
Yes, I personally do not get on the internet and sit there and use email. I never send emails myself because I don't like it. I can't stand it. There's just too many of them. That's a fact that I don't use email. I call people on the telephone.
Okay. Your Honor, excuse me, Mr. Jones. show you this document.
Watch him keep coughing now.
Is that your email address?
Yes.
Did you write an email?
Yeah, I know. I already mentioned it. Yeah.
Is that
Alex Jones was fighting to stop the January 6th committee from getting his phone metadata. And now his lawyers fucking basically handed it to the Sandy Hook team. So now the Sandy Hook team is going to literally hand it over to the January 6th committee.